Good evening, everyone. Today is October 22nd. We're talking about colds and flu, and we're going to go through some of the traditional products that people use for colds and flu. And then we're also going to talk about some of the new products that doTERRA has just offered. So let's get started. Here we go. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Elena Jordan, and we try to do this call every Monday. For those of you who are in Asia, good evening. If you are in Europe, good afternoon. And if you're in the United States, good morning. It should be 9 p.m. in Asia, where the majority of the people are on this call. I think I'm super excited because I'm going to be seeing all of you very soon. And that's really wonderful news. At least it is for me. I hope it is for you too. So the majority of the ideas in this presentation are taken from Essential Oils Healthcare for Today, a beginner's guide. It is a compendium of the top 50 health issues from A to Z, and it's fondly known as the LRP book because it does offer 90-day plans for each and every issue. Okay, so let's talk about the difference first between colds and flu. And thank you to the University of Alabama at Birmingham for giving us this great diagram. So according to the CDC, or the Center for Disease Control in the United States, flu vaccines reduce the risk of flu and illnesses between 40 and 60% among the overall population during seasons when most circulating flu viruses are well matched to the flu vaccine. However, many of us do not get flu vaccines and never have and probably never will. And so what I'm talking to you today about are ways for you to keep yourself healthy. And if you do happen to get the flu, what you can do to really turn the corner. Now, when we're talking about small children and the elderly, we really want to be mindful about getting them to see a doctor right away. Not to say that we sort of in that middle group shouldn't be seeing a doctor as well, but influenza for the elderly and for children can be really deadly. So you want to make sure that you're getting proper attention for your loved ones right away, especially if you suspect that it's the flu. So on the left-hand side, let's talk about colds. Usually symptoms are mild, causes mild fatigue, and onset is gradual, felt mainly in the head and the nose. So in both cases, they're usually caused by viruses. You can feel a stuffy nose or coughing or sore throat or respiratory infection. So when we talk about cold and flu, there is a little bit of an overlap, but we're talking about symptoms being mild or fairly mild and cold. Doesn't mean that they're not bothersome or that they don't keep you up at night or that you don't feel like you wish you were healthy, but they're going to be fairly mild. When we talk about the flu, however, we're talking about symptoms that are severe. Muscle or body aches throughout the body. Onset is usually sudden and involves fever, exhaustion, loss of appetite. It can also lead to digestive upset, which we're going to talk about in a minute. So when we talk about cold specifically, the common cold, usually primarily located in the frontal sinuses. So we're talking about the sinuses that are above the eyebrows, on the nose, on the cheekbones, the maxillary sinus, and the ethmoidal sinuses that are sort of between the eyes, if you will. The common cold is a viral infection of the upper respiratory tract, nose and throat, which causes the mucous membranes of the head and throat to become inflamed. Usually colds last from 3 to 7 days, although some of the symptoms can last for 2 weeks. Rarely, a bacterial infection may complicate a cold caused by a virus. So I will tell you that in the case of my family, we sometimes get colds when we travel. My son was traveling for a week. He was on a religious retreat with his some boys from his school. But there were over 200 high schoolers at the retreat. And I think at night they were whooping it up and having a great old time. And he came home with kind of a crazy cold, a lot of coughing and sneezing. And I will say he's been home a week already and the cough is really now just subsiding. So the initial symptoms of pain in the frontal sinus and maybe runny nose were the initial symptoms, kind of a little bit of tiredness, but then the cough really persisted, and it was bothersome because he was coughing at night, couldn't get a good night's sleep. And what do we need to really rest and repair? We need rest and sleep as much as possible. So I'm going to give you some tips, but I want to talk first about what the flu looks like. So you can see the rhinovirus there, which just basically doesn't mean rhino like rhinoceros. It means rhino as in the sense of your nose. And so that's usually where the symptoms or where the viruses will pass into your nose. Now, let's talk about the symptoms of flu. You can have central effects like a headache. You can have systemic effects with a fever, and it's usually high. You can also have a muscular effect, so you feel extreme tiredness and achiness in your muscles. Joints, you have achiness in your joints. In the nasopharynx, runny or stuffy nose, a sore throat, aches. Respiratory, you may be coughing. And gastric, I'm sorry to be so bold. I hope no one's eating their breakfast. You can also have vomiting or diarrhea. So symptoms of influenza are very strong, not to be confused with the cold. And this is obviously a photograph of a grown man, but if you had these symptoms in a child or in an elderly person, you absolutely want to take them to the doctor. Don't try to treat this on your own because it is very serious. Okay, so the key blends to rotate, and some of these blends, interestingly enough, are terrific for prevention of, let's say, just keeping ourselves healthy. So when we talk about keeping ourselves healthy now, and for those of you who don't know, it dropped to -2 centigrade this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, -2. And so I'm sitting here all bundled up as I talk to you. Our heat is on, and I actually have a little space heater next to me because my office tends to get a little bit chilly because I am in a lower area in my house. So when we try to stay healthy during these colder winter months, we want to make sure that we're taking products on a regular basis that are going to support our immune system. So the key to blends actually is to rotate. So we want to make sure that we're rotating, whether it's Purify in the summer, perhaps OnGuard in the fall, and DDR Prime in the winter. It can also be that we rotate every 4 months, just keeping ourselves healthy, whether it's what you're diffusing or what you're applying on the soles of your feet. These 3 blends are the ones you want to rotate. What we don't want to do is start taking the same blend every day, all the time, and then when we get sick and we actually need something to give our body the 1-2 punch, our body says, oh, but I've already been getting that, and doesn't really respond. So in my case, I usually use OnGuard on a daily basis on my feet, especially now when the winter months start, but I don't take the capsules unless I'm really feeling sick. I take DDR Prime capsules, though, every single day because I feel that they are terrific for cellular renewal. When I get sick, I'll actually add the DDR Prime to the soles of my feet. And man, do my socks smell terrible. I don't love the smell of DDR Prime, folks. Maybe you do. And then I'll begin to diffuse Purify in my space. In the summertime, I'm very frequently diffusing Purify because our houses get stuffy and moldy. It's very humid here in New Jersey where I live. For those of you who live in a humid climate, you might want to consider diffusing Purify throughout the year and alternating it with some of the other citrus oils. But you want to take away the mold and the mildew that's caused by humidity. Okay, singles, you can apply these to different areas of the body. We're talking about lemon, melaleuca, and black pepper. They can be applied to the feet. A great idea is to put the 3 of these in a roller bottle and roll it onto your feet. You can also apply them to the chest and the back. I like the way these 3 blends smell together, diffused in on a regular basis. You can add in a little bit of mint if you like, if you're not crazy about this particular combination, but that idea that we're tackling viruses. Lemon specifically has a lot of deep limonene in it. We want to include a citrus oil in our blends. Melaleuca tea tree is sometimes known as a topical antibiotic or antiviral or antiseptic. I've heard all 3. We don't want to take melaleuca internally, but I know people that do. We want to make sure that we're using the 3 blends, or 3 singles, I'm sorry, interchangeably and together. And if you need to replace one because you don't have it, then pick something that has a similar chemistry. How do we know the chemistry of our essential oils? We go back to our chemistry wheel, and maybe probably in December I'll do something about chemistry wheel. I don't have it on the schedule right now, but that's a really wonderful topic for us to touch on again. Getting back to understanding, number one, our body systems, which is something we covered, we retouched on last week, but also beginning to find oils that have a similar chemistry. So if you don't have something, you don't like the way it smells, what else can you go to? Okay, when we are sick, we want to apply our oils frequently, approximately every 30 minutes. You want to use 1 to 4 drops. We're not drowning ourselves, folks. So we're not taking 25 drops all at once. We're not drinking down a half a bottle. We're not taking capsules with 25 drops in them. We're taking small amounts more frequently. So I want you to be sure that when you're taking a capsule of essential oils, you're putting in 1 to 4 drops, perhaps of 2 or 3 different oils, and then repeating frequently. And there are little doodads or gadgets that you can use to fill up multiple capsules and then maybe keep them in the freezer, in the freezer section of your refrigerator, so that they don't deteriorate. And then it's easier for you, especially if you're not feeling well, to take them throughout the day. You want to diffuse constantly during and then 2 weeks after. My 2 favorites, hands down, of our traditional oils are OnGuard and Breathe. And I'm sure most of you would agree that using these 2 oils, whether it's alternating them or using them together, can really be a great way to stay healthy. I have actually this particular diffuser in my office, and I use it all the time. I rotate with different sorts of oils, whether it's citruses or oils to combat colds and flu or to uplift mood, but I am diffusing all the time. I actually shut off my diffuser when I do this call because it does a little humming noise, and I find that when I listen to the recording later on, it's not quite as clear. So right this minute, for full disclosure, I do not have my diffuser on, but the minute I get off, I'm going to be turning my diffuser back on again to keep the air fresh and clean. And sometimes one of my family members will borrow my favorite diffuser, and put it in another part of the house, and for a couple of days I'll be running around saying, where is it? Where is it? But diffusing is a key element in our goal to getting healthy. Okay, some of our capsules and tablets. You want to make sure you have your OnGuard Protective Blend soft gels. Now, I do know some of you are taking an OnGuard soft gel every day, just as prophylactically, perhaps in the morning or maybe in the evening before going to bed, to protect your immune system. And I think that's wonderful. I'm not dissuading you from doing that. Most of us take PB Assist on a daily basis. What you want to think about when you are sick is maybe increasing that. So instead of taking 1 dose, taking it twice in a day, or maybe even 3 times, to really help your body heal. OnGuard obviously is a great antiviral and antibacterial, and PB Assist will increase good germ-fighting bacteria. And one will not kill the other. They will actually support each other and work very well in tandem. So if you're taking these already, keep doing it. If you do happen to get sick, you can actually increase the dosage without any trouble. Okay, you want to rest and recover. So we're talking about Serenity, and today we're actually going to be giving away 2 Serenity and 2 Breathe oils. What I love about Serenity is the fact that you can use it in 2 different ways. The Serenity essential oil can be used topically and aromatically in your diffuser to really rest and unwind. And then the restful complex for me is just like magic. I try to use, if I can't sleep, I don't use it every night because I don't feel that I need it every night. I'm usually tired enough by the time I get into bed. 2 soft gels, and sometimes I'll actually make myself a second capsule with a few drops of vetiver in it. And for me, that combination of the Serenity soft gel and the extra vetiver, especially if I'm feeling very nervous or tense, will really help me to unwind within minutes. The Breathe collection, as you can see, is fairly broad. It includes the Breathe essential oil, the original Breathe Touch Roll-On, which I love for kids, the Breathe Respiratory Drops, and the Breathe Gel Stick. Something that I just started doing, which is really sort of cool, is I've started putting essential oils on my feet, and then I'll add the Breathe Stick on top. I know that sounds kooky. I'll give you a little, I started telling you about my son and coming back from his religious retreat. When he came home, he was really feeling not so good, and he had lost his voice and he was coughing. And so I started diffusing in his room right away. And then my son has giant size feet. He has US size 12, which is about a 46, which sounds crazy, but yes, I guess he needs those giant feet to stay balanced every day and not fall over. I put the essential oils on his feet. I was actually using OnGuard and some cardamom, and I know it sounds crazy, but I actually had a bottle of Litsia that someone had given me, or I had purchased last time I was in Asia. And then I put the Breathe Stick on top. And let me tell you, my son's feet are terrible because he does a lot of sports and they're really kind of shredded and not smooth like ladies' feet or baby feet at all. And the second day when I went to put on the oils, he was just feeling stinky. So I was putting, even though he's 17, I was putting the oils on his feet. And I went to put the oils on his feet and the socks on. And I said, Henry, oh my gosh, look at your feet. They look amazing. He was like, what, Mom, what? And sure enough, all of the dry skin and everything, his shredded toenails, obviously he needs to cut his toenails, but just that idea that the Breathe Stick was actually helping his feet to heal as well, which makes me know that everything was absorbing and healing his body. So use the Breathe Stick on your feet. That's a little tip that I kind of picked up by accident. You don't want to press too hard on it because it will just kind of smush out and then you'll wind up with a lot of jelly stuff on your feet. You are going to have to put socks on because once you have that Breathe gel on there, you're going to mess up your carpets and your floor and go sliding around. But put your oils on, put your Breathe Stick on your feet, and really enjoy the way it soaks in and soothes. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the new oils and what they can do, and in terms of colds and flu, what we want to be incorporating. So we talked about turmeric, I think 2 weeks ago when we first got back from the convention. We know that it helps with healthy glucose and lipid metabolism, cellular antioxidant enzymes, helps support a healthy nervous and cellular function, and has been shown to increase curcumin potency and absorbency. So I want to talk about, these are some just basic ideas. If you look down on the left-hand side, the last sentence, it says, turmeric may have soothing benefits that promote a positive immune response. Can use it aromatically and topically. So for those of you who've been using turmeric, I actually saw Emily Wright present in New York City about 5 nights ago. She was amazing. She hit it out of the park. But one of the things that really stuck with me that she said was, I love turmeric. It smells like some roots that have been burned up in a fire, and it's amazing. And once I had that image, I try to think of sort of a burning fire or a chimney or a hearth. And I thought of that image of burning and how delicious it is, especially now if you are living in a temperate climate, and how wonderful it is to have a fire burning in your fireplace. And that image has stuck with me. And now I love the smell of turmeric. So if turmeric has been a challenge for you, I invite you to think of that idea of roots burning in a fire, and that warming, soothing, and kind of bold sense that turmeric can give us. Okay, so now let's look at some other benefits of turmeric. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this is amazing. And if you need to take photographs of the screen, you can. And all of these slides will be posted in the Team Power Diamond and also Oil Camp Alumni. Okay, ready? I know this is very small, but I think this will help you. So turmeric has incredible restorative properties, especially when it comes to neural pathways and memory. You want to use this essential oil when you study or learn something new to make it easy for your brain to navigate back to that information. Turmeric can also help find new pathways to old memories. Turmeric promotes healthy production of neural stem cells in the brain, which add to mental clarity and focus. These stem cells allow the brain to function at optimal healthy levels. Oxidative stress can be an issue for our brains. Reducing stress and taking time to meditate help alleviate some of the excess pressure that leads to parts of our brain shutting down. Turmeric is a great companion for these types of activities. It stimulates the brain in healthy ways and is a great antioxidant to counteract some of the unavoidable stress. Women can use this oil as part of their skincare routine morning and night to maintain the health and vitality of their décolletage. Turmeric promotes a healthy inflammatory response, so it's great to use after exercise. You can also use turmeric on joints and muscles that have been overused and create a lot of discomfort. So when you're talking about the aches and pains of flu, turmeric is your friend. Pain is a normal part of exercise. Your body has a natural ability to become inflamed and then bring it back to normal as you build strength. But you shouldn't live with that throughout your whole day. Use turmeric regularly as needed in targeted areas to promote a natural, healthy, inflammatory cool down and soothe any areas of discomfort quickly. Cells are part of every function in our body. We count on cells to create, thrive, and die in a healthy pattern so that we can accomplish pretty much everything throughout the day. Turmeric supports all three of these cellular functions and boosts your overall cell health. Turmeric is a perfect companion to DDR prime and can be used in targeted areas to boost tissue health. Try adding a drop to your mouth rinse or toothpaste. And finally, carbs are a great part of a balanced diet, but digested too quickly and the benefits aren't all realized. Turmeric can be used to help aid normal digestion of starches and maintain healthy blood sugar levels already in normal range. Turmeric contains R-turmerone, a chemical constituent that promotes a healthy digestive system speed and gives a boost to your stomach lining. So if you're having difficulty during a bout with the flu, turmeric is going to be your friend and help you with those feelings of discomfort that you may have in your digestive tract. Okay, Yarrow Pom. We know it provides powerful antioxidant support, which is going to help us keep healthy in the cold and flu season. Again, promotes cellular, immune, and nervous system health, supports healthy metabolic function, and calms the body and the mind. You want to think about Yarrow Pom as the kind of the 1-2 punch. For those of you who aren't familiar with Yarrow Pom, it's the combination of that lovely white flower, which when distilled actually turns blue because of the chamazoline in it, and then pomegranate fatty oil, which if you think of a pomegranate and you think of those little red jelly-like seeds, the inside of each seed has a little tiny pip, if you will. When that seed is crushed, just like olives would be crushed, a fatty oil is released. And the combination of the yarrow and the pomegranate oil makes it very bioavailable. And so a way for us to easily ingest and use in our cells. Okay, Yarrow Pom. Yarrow can uplift your heart and mind when you are feeling hopeless, directionless, and can't find many good reasons to chase your dreams. Put a drop or two in the palm of your hand. Breathe in deeply and then rub in excess oil from hand over your heart to open you to new possibilities and bring hope back to a somewhat dark day. Diffuse yarrow, a bright oil during the winter daily to rejuvenate your happiness and bring your mood up. Choose your mood, lift your spirit, and focus on happy when you use yarrow to boost your emotions. Yarrow can be used for targeted effects in bringing inflammation through the joints, muscles, and body to a normal, healthy state. Again, we're talking about perhaps the discomforts that you feel when you have the flu. And take yarrow internally to restore youthful vitality and to decrease any lingering discomfort. So it can be taken internally, especially when you're not feeling well. Yarrow is your skin's friend. From the surface appearance to the deep tissue, your skin benefits in a myriad of ways when you use this essential oil. Apply 2 drops to your face, décolletage, and hands morning and night to reduce appearance of lines and aging. This mix of yarrow and pomegranate seed will moisturize and restore beautiful, smooth skin. Yarrow Pom has many properties that improve skin health when traveling or in public places. Used to keep your hands clean and free from any bugs that might try to linger on your skin too long. Yarrow Pom aids a healthy cellular life cycle, specifically beneficial for skin and liver cells. And then finally, Yarrow contains beta-caryophyllene, which has incredible benefits for the immune and cellular systems. This essential oil protects you from unwanted strains of bugs that are going around. So my recommendation for you is that you begin to, as soon as possible, include your Yarrow Pom in your daily routine. And I would say taking it at least once a day, 1 to 4 drops in the morning, and then perhaps repeating again at night. If you are using it to boost your metabolic rate, you should consider taking at least 1 drop several times throughout the day. So we're talking about 1 to 2 drops in the morning, perhaps 1 to 2 drops at lunchtime, and 1 to 2 drops in the evening. And those can be taken under the tongue or perhaps in a capsule, whichever, an empty gel cap, whichever is easier for you. It actually has a very mild taste. I've been taking it under the tongue, and I have not had any problems with digestion or stomach upset. It's very, very mild, and the taste itself is very mild. Okay. I know I'm going super fast, folks, but I want to get this information in. I think all these new revelations that we have about these oils are very important. And I want you to stay healthy this season, but I also want you to understand what the benefits are of your new oils. And if you haven't gotten the convention kit, the Dream Kit, I strongly recommend that you purchase it. It is available through NFR in the US. We do have a 200 PV special. So if you purchase the convention kit, you should be able to get the extra products that are being offered here in the US. So as you can see, pink pepper essential oil is well known for its ability to help support a healthy metabolism and immune system when taken internally. Pink pepper may also help the body maintain healthy cellular function and overall cellular health. Limonene and A-philandrine, 2 of the main chemical components of pink pepper essential oil, may be calming to the nervous system. So if you can't sleep when you're not feeling well, that can actually help you. And additionally, limonene may help support healthy blood sugar and cholesterol levels already in the normal range when taken internally. So want to consider taking pink pepper on a daily basis. So uses are creating a massage, diffusing or inhaling, and also taking internally. But here's our group of, and this is a little bit bigger just because they're just less information here, but that's okay. Every day your immune system works to keep you healthy. Your body gets attacked by a myriad of foods, bugs, pollution, etc. The fighter cells in your immune system attack any threats and get them out as fast as possible. Use pink pepper to boost effectiveness of fighter cells and help them function optimally. Now, who'd like to go through this entire winter season or the next 6 months, let's say the entire holiday season, without getting sick at all? So I'm challenging you folks, incorporate your oils and then begin to type in the chat group how you're staying healthy. I want to hear from you how these oils are helping you. It can reduce daily discomfort to give your body strength and vitality. It is effective in helping reduce discomfort caused by nerves when taken regularly. Pink pepper can be used to alleviate stomach discomfort after trying new or questionable foods. Again, when we're talking about our flu, pink pepper can be our friend. Pink pepper supports healthy cellular function in the liver and breast tissues. Maintain normal cell life cycles by using this oil regularly. It's a great oil to diffuse when you have pets living in your house to keep the outside pests out. And farmers can add pink pepper to their favorite organic plant protectant to increase effectiveness. Okay, last but not least, green mandarin. I know I'm talking a mile a minute. On the left-hand side, green mandarin is known for soothing properties to the nervous system and healthy digestive function. And then on the right-hand side, you can use it for cleaning. So if you do have a sick person in your house, you might want to incorporate this into a solution that you're using perhaps with your OnGuard cleaner. Add a few drops of green mandarin. Great for hygiene and to support support a healthy immune response. So when you're cleaning your house, you can add your green mandarin. Okay, green mandarin has many emotional benefits that help you love learning, find your inner voice, have courage, start each day with renewed sense of moving forward, and keep your hope for future possibilities. Green mandarin brings steadiness and a grounded feeling to you during stressful or anxious situations. And I don't know about you, but when I get sick, I feel so anxious because all I'm thinking is, oh my gosh, I can't do the things that I'm usually doing, and it keeps me from resting. You want to diffuse it to improve memory and brain activity, and it will also help regulate and monitor cell activity and maintain brain health. And phenomenal for gut health, from aiding to the normal digestive process to helping calm discomfort from unfamiliar foods to boosting metabolism to promoting fat breakdown to keeping the lines all clear and strong for efficient waste excretion. So those of you who are perhaps trying not to gain weight during the holiday season, from now until Chinese New Year, there are going to be all sorts of yummy foods available to us, whether it's Halloween candy or Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas and Hanukkah. New Year's Eve is always a big celebration. And finally, Chinese New Year. We've got a lot of celebrations all around food. So consider carrying your green mandarin with you. If you want to be able to fit into those nice clothes I'm sure that you have ready to go for your holiday season. To clear your sinuses and breathe easy, diffuse or inhale green mandarin. So you could be incorporating that with your breathe. And finally, green mandarin can be used to soothe dry throats and boost the immune system. Green mandarin is actually almost 100% limonene, almost 100% limonene. So consider adding it into your routine or substituting it for another citrus oil that you've already been using, just to give your body a challenge. If you love grapefruit, try green mandarin. If you love lime or lemon or wild orange, try green mandarin. It is a great way to add it into your daily routine. Okay, so if I were giving you a 90-day plan, I would say month 1, get the convention kit on NFR before they run out. And I'll tell you why, because when we talk about being financially responsible, we're talking about getting things for the best price. And right now, the Yarrow Pom, they're saying that the new Yarrow Pom, the 30 milliliter, is going to be 95 PV, 95 PV for the new Yarrow Pom, and it's going to be available with a dropper. It's true, it's going to be a bigger bottle, but 100 PV for that alone. And then the kids kit that you're getting there is going to be another 85 PV. So really, just between the Yarrow Pom and the kids kit, that's your $200. That's your $200, because the NFR kit is approximately $200 US. I think it's actually 200 PV and $230 US, if I'm not mistaken. So by purchasing those, the kit, it's almost as if you're getting all the other products for free. If there's a product in there that you don't particularly love or you don't think you're going to use as much, give it away as a gift. Use it as a promotion. Give it to your mother. Share it with other people that you know. But make sure that you get a dream kit, because really it is the best way for you to purchase these essential oils. In month 2, I want you to challenge you, if you don't have them already in your house, get yourself a Purify, an OnGuard essential oil, a DDR Prime, a lemon, a melaleuca, and a black pepper. In month 3, you're going to add a Breathe oil, your OnGuard capsules, your PB Assist. If you don't have a diffuser, add the diffuser of your choice. And in month 4, Serenity capsule, Breathe drops, a Breathe stick, and a Breathe touch roll-on. And I think if we, that should bring us through the next 4 months, all the way through Chinese New Year, keeping us healthy. You may have some of these products already. Get them out and start using them. Put them in a central location. Teach your family and your friends to use them. We want to be able to stay as healthy as possible. And right now, it's not even, at least where I am, it's not so much just the cold weather. It's that maybe your immune system is a little compromised from something you've done or some exposure you've had. And then lo and behold, you come across another person who has another kind of a germ, and then you find yourself not feeling well. We want to make sure that we're keeping ourselves as healthy as possible. So I want to just tell you, remember, you are amazing. And each and every week I get on this call and I think of how blessed we all are to be a community and to work together, and that I get to talk to you every single week. It's my honor and my pleasure to be on here and to talk to you and to see all your smiling faces. And I really do think about each and every one of you. I'll be doing something and somebody will come across my mind, and I think, oh, I wonder what they're doing now. And I try to just sort of bless them and whatever it is that they're doing. I mean, I pick up the phone or send them a text message, but just the idea that somewhere my mind is thinking about you. And just please know that I really do think about each and every one of you. So I want to say thank you for being here and have a wonderful week. Okay, so we're going to stop the share. We're also going to stop our